ask the clerk to do the roll call, please.
Oh, okay. So roll call.
Roll call, Mayor Garrett,
I am here, Lathrup Village, Michigan, in Oakland County.
Mayor Pro Tem Cantor,
I am present in Harbor Springs, Michigan, Emmett County.
Councilmember Ferguson,
Present, Lathrop Village, Oakland County.
Councilmember Siddiqui, and Councilmember Stallings.
Present, Oakland County and Lathrup Village, City of Lathrup Village.
Madam Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you very much. So first action item is the approval, notice of intent for resolution capital improvement bonds.
Yeah, I can introduce this one. So the last couple of meetings, we've had some in-depth conversations about the capital improvement bond. At our last meeting, we accepted and approved the recommendation of the infrastructure committee for a capital improvement bond for a variety of sewer, water, and other infrastructure improvements. And as we discussed in the last meeting, the official kickoff of that process is approving a notice of intent resolution, followed by us putting an advertisement or a notice in the paper, in this case, the Oakland Press, if we approve the notice of intent, to announce it to the public as well, our residents. And then they have a 45-day right of referendum where 10% of the city's population would have to physically sign disagreement to the bond in order for it to be canceled. So in front of you tonight is the official notice of intent, along with the notice that we would be putting into the Oakland Press tomorrow. The only thing I do want to point out that's different from what we talked about at our last meeting, Cheryl and I had a few conversations and felt a little bit uncomfortable with the amount of contingency dollars that we had in the information that we presented at the last meeting. So we actually upped that. And I'm bringing that up for discussion, making sure we're fully transparent on that, so people have a chance to ask questions, talk about it, and see if they agree or disagree. But we added another $200,000 in there for contingency. Again, we're not required to spend that money, but it's there if we need it. And what that does overall is we talked last time about the cost per month in the water bill, and that raises that by about 60 cents from what we talked about last time. So we're at $10.42 per month would be the theoretical maximum increase. But again, as you may remember from our lengthy discussion at our last meeting, that's the theoretical maximum, but there are a lot of various factors that will bring that down, and we don't expect to ever hit that $10.42. So at that point, I will stop and open it up for questions. I'll also mention that Patrick McGow, our bond attorney, and Stephen Hayduke, one of our bond consultants, are also on the call. So if you guys have any questions about the notice of intent or the bond or any of this that are more legal or bond oriented, they can answer those.
Thank you.
So
Anyone want to make a motion for it first before we go into discussions?
Can you hear me?
No, I see your mouth moving though.
I don't know what happened there. Hold on, sorry. Let me just check again. You can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I'll make a motion to approve notice of intent resolution for the capital improvement bond.
There's a recommended motion that's on the bottom of page 3.
Okay, there we go. To approve the notice of intent resolution for capital improvement bonds in the amount of $5,380,000 and authorize and direct the city clerk to publish the notice of intent to issue bonds in the Oakland Press as described in the attached resolution and Exhibit A.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been moved in second. Is now we can open up for discussion.
I know this is probably redundant, but is it 5.3880? That is totally in line with what the citizens voted for. It's under what the citizens voted for. Is that correct?
No, this is totally independent of that. What you're referring to is the voter approved road and ditch. Oh, actually, just road improvement bond. This is the capital improvement bond for water mains, gate valves, fire hydrants, new water meters, lead abatement, lead identification, sidewalk and ditch financing, the upfront money for those projects. What am I forgetting, Cheryl? I'm going off the top of my head here.
Oh, I think you got it all, including lead
sanitary
abatement.
retention tank. We
Retention
also
tank.
Oh, yeah, the retention tank, right.
retention tank. We have about $500,000 of improvements that were mandated to do on that in order to maintain our consent, in order to be in compliance with the consent decree that we're under up from Eagle.
Yep.
Any further discussion or questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Roll call, Councilmember Ferguson,
Yes.
Mayor Garrett,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Cantor,
Yes.
and Councilmember Stallings.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you very much. Next up, we have the approval for a tentative agreement for the Police Officers Association of Michigan / Lathrup Village Police Officers Association, parentheses, Patrol Unit and Command Officers Association of Michigan, Lathrup Village Command Officers Association Command Union. So I'm assuming that Madam City Manager will introduce that.
Yes, and I hate when people keep bouncing around on the screen. We have a labor attorney, Steve Schwartz, with us as well. He was part of the negotiating team on behalf of the city. And you have in your packet the tentative agreement with the POAM and COAM. And then this afternoon, we've also forwarded to your attention the language that was agreed upon for the union dues. So we do have the confirmation from both of the unions in regards to the tentative agreement and the proposed language change for the collection of the dues.
And
I
just
don't know if Steve wants to add anything.
And just to let the residents know that this was discussed, well, that was at our last meeting was that December 21st?
Right, you had a closed session to go into the detailed discussion.
Okay, so just to start off the year correctly, the reason why if these go by so quickly is because these have already been discussed in our study sessions and during a closed door meeting December 21st, Monday, December 21st. So if you want to find out what was discussed at that time, you can go back into the archives and see that it was fully discussed at that time. So Mr. Schwartz, did you want to add anything?
Thank you. Good evening. Very briefly. So we worked out the language on the dues deduction early this afternoon. There's no cost to the city. There's no operational impact. We need this language in order to comply with a Supreme Court decision. The key for us is Section 5, that if there's any dispute between an employee and the union over the dues deduction, the union has to defend us. And so we're not liable for anything. So that's the key. It's very typical language. It says this basically the same thing as what was in your packet before, just with different words.
Thank
So
you.
we recommend adoption of both these contracts.
Okay. Would anyone like to make a motion?
I'll make
Yeah,
a
I'll make a
motion.
motion. Oh, go ahead, Ian.
Oh, Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the tentative agreement, Police Officers Association of Michigan, Lathrup Village Police Officers Association, Patrol Unit, and Command Officers Association of Michigan, Lathrup Village Command Officers Association, Command Union, and authorize the city administrator, chief of police, and city treasurer to sign on behalf of Lathrup Village, the city.
Second. I second.
It's been moved in second. Is there any discussion or any questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Roll call, Mayor Garrett.
Yes?
I'm sorry, it was staticky. I couldn't hear you.
Yes.
That's better. Thank you. Count, Mayor Pro Tem
Yes,
Cantor,
yes.
Councilmember Stallings,
Yes.
and Councilmember Ferguson.
Yes.
Motion carried.
So much. We come to the point in our meeting that where the mayor.
Thanks,
or-
Steve. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shorts.
Thank you.
You can hang on and just hang out with, or not. I'm sorry, he's gone already. Okay,
All
so.
right. May the Schwartz be with you.
Oh, wow. Okay, so it comes to the point in our meeting where if there's any comments from council or from me, which I don't have anything. Any council member?
Yeah, I was
Comments
just-
regarding what?
Anything.
Oh, okay.
This is not your first rodeo. Come on now.
Happy New Year. That's all I have to say. And wishing everyone a better 21.
I just had one question. I just wanted to see if we made any progress at all from, I think it was 2 meetings ago when Roger Lynn attended, and we had talked about a couple of grants, potential grants for trees, just for restarting a tree program and potentially a new tree committee.
I've actually been emailing back and forth with Roger and Perry about setting up just a brief Zoom. I know the 3 of us have met before, but we don't really, so we're gonna sit down and, well, chat, Zoom. We're gonna Zoom and kind of like brainstorm about what are our thoughts, where do we want to go with all this, and just kind of get to know each other. And then set up a regular meeting schedule and see who else might, we might want to rope into, and just kind of put it all out there. So right now we're tentatively got something in the works for the 28th at like 9:30. So
Good.
stay
Okay.
tuned.
Just one question for Bruce. I just realized I had this down I should have texted. So regarding the sidewalk project, when you guys, as an infrastructure committee, have you discussed how to handle trees that are infringing on the sidewalk? Because we've got a lot that basically, it's heaving the sidewalk, and it wouldn't make sense to just dig up the sidewalk, put it back in. Are we doing any kind of trimming or pruning process?
Well,
leading into that?
I know we talked, and I don't remember what the outcome of, or if we ever did get an outcome of it, Cheryl. I think we talked with the city engineer, and Cheryl and I had discussed it, and I think we landed on that, even if it's a city tree that causes the damage to the sidewalk, ultimately the resident is still responsible. Although we did talk, and I don't know if you remember, I don't remember off the top of my head, Cheryl, but did we talk about a discount for instances where that happened? Or did we end up just deciding that would be
I don't
the,
recall a discount in regards to it, but it would have to be a part of the contract for the sidewalk repair. But going back to even the previous question, that is part of what I would hope the tree committee would be taking a look at, because the current placement of the trees right adjacent to the sidewalks just doesn't make sense, because that's eventually what's going to happen.
Yeah. And is that cost baked in? I'm not clear if that was discussed at all.
well, it would be part of the cost for that particular resident for replacing their particular sidewalk. So each resident pays for their own sidewalk.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the plan is to actually remove the tree that's infringing on the sidewalk?
No, I think.
Or is
I
it
think they
just
would
to trim
probably-
it?
I think they would just trim the root that was causing the bump and
Okay.
and then re-pour the new flag.
Okay, all right, that's clear, thanks.
Yeah.
Anyone else have anything? All right, are there any public comments?
No.
And I have not received anything. And I think that's it. No one has anything else?
Well, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And I wanted to remind everyone that we are having a Dr. Martin Luther King program here. And we're encouraging all of our elected officials and residents to participate in, it's essentially like a journal where you'll share your personal perspectives relative to the teachings of Dr. King, or anything that you find of value relative to the civil rights movement and your memories of that. And we also encourage children to participate in regards to that process. And along with that, we have a food drive that is going on. So we encourage people to participate in that as well. And if you recall, our front desk person, her last day was right before the holidays. And right now we have an account temp person working. We're anticipating for about a month until we fully fill that position. Right now, I have somewhere in the area of 450 applications to go through.
Did you say
Wow.
450?
I did not stutter, 450 applications, and the deadline's not until Friday. So we might hit over 500 before this is over.
Nice, nice.
Well, let me know if you need any help. I'm sure.
Okay, I'll give you the first 200.
I'm still on vacation, so I'm just kind of hanging around the house right now. Sold my car and I have nothing to do. I have nowhere to go, so no transportation.
There you go.
Hey, sorry, I
guess
got I got a text from Salim. He was trying to get on. It looks like he's having computer issues.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just going to say the other thing I just thought of too as well is just to remind any residents that are watching, if you haven't done your self-assessment for your water service line that comes into your house, we'd appreciate it if you would do that as soon as possible. There are directions on the city website, and it's basically just following a few steps and taking a picture, and that will help us to identify what type of material your water line is made of, because again, if it's lead or galvanized, the city is required to replace it at our cost. And one of the ways that we'll know whether or not we need to do that is through the self-identification process. So if people could do that, that would be great.
Yeah, it's good info, Bruce. Yeah, we talked about this at the last meeting. Just want to clarify because this came up by way of text of other residents. So once you've identified that your line is copper or galvanized or whatever, let's just say it's copper, then the next step is to actually look at the valve box to determine whether or not we have lead associated with that. Is that the next step?
Yeah. So well, just to give a little bit more detail, what'll happen is their self-assessment will be reviewed by our plumbing inspector, and that's the reason for the picture. And the inspector should be able to verify their verification that it's accurate. So if they identified it as copper, they should be able to look at the picture and they'll be able to look at it and say, oh yeah, that is copper, or wait a minute, that looks more like lead. We need to get somebody in the house to actually verify it. But once that verification is done, then pretty much everybody will have their front lawn by the sidewalk dug up where the stop box is. Again, the process is digging down 5 feet for about a yard wide, 18 inches on each side of the stop box to investigate the material that goes to and from the stop box. And we'll, assuming, the capital improvement bond goes through, then that project will probably start as soon as the ground thaws. But Cheryl and Scott Ringler, the city engineer, and I are meeting this week to kind of talk about, things in a little bit more detail, assuming that the bond is approved. So we'll know a little bit more about when that might start soon.
So you guys are going to talk about timeline and everything and on how to like finalize that whole process.
Right. So we're going to move forward, assuming that the bond is going to move forward and figure out, how much money would we need when, which projects would start off first, do we have to bid some of these projects out, or would they, be done by our DPW? There's a lot of, as you can imagine, there's a lot of things to start considering for all of these projects. And so we're just going to start taking it to the next level this week.
Okay. Got it. Appreciate that.
Yeah, good job. Kelly, I do want to just add just a reminder that, and I thought about this earlier, that January 21 is National Slavery and Human Trafficking Prevention Month and Human Trafficking Awareness Month. And it's just a key time for all of us to educate ourselves about human trafficking and to notice the stop signs. So I just wanted to put that out there. And I've been reading on a website called hopeforjustice.org. So just so that we can acquaint ourselves again and again and again with the signs of human trafficking are. So, okay, that's all I wanted.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, Salim got here, so we should just conclude the meeting.
Salim, did you have anything for the good of the cause?
No, I think we can conclude the meeting.
Okay. But you have to tell us where you are.
I am in Lathrup Village, Michigan, Oakland County,
Okay.
in my home.
Okay.
Hope everybody's good. Happy New Year.
Happy New
Happy
Year.
New Year.
Do you have anything that you need to share, or anything that you would like to comment on?
No, not at this time. No.
Okay. And then, Madam Clerk, you did reflect that Salim joined, I'm sure, right? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I will make that reflection in the minutes.
And I believe, I'm
6:23.
sorry, huh?
It's 6:23.
Thank you.
Mhm.
There is and I gave it to our clerk, but is it I think it's the 21st that we have the Martin Luther King Task Force Youth Service Awards.
It's the 12th, I believe.
Yeah, it's Wednesday the 12th from 6:30 to 7:30, and it's via Zoom. If someone could represent Lathrop, that'd be great, because that will be my son's 21st birthday, and we are actually going out. So
Wow, that's amazing.
yes, it is. But
What's the date again?
yeah,
The Wednesday, the what?
next Wednesday, the 12th, from 6:30 to 7:30.
Okay, I can attend.
And it is of course it's Zoom. And then also there's going to be a virtual Martin Luther King task force for Southfield. Well, we're involved with the Southfield and later. It is it's going to be a car parade on the 18th, and I apologize, I have too many things open that I'm trying to get the dates and kind of talk myself through this, but it's not coming off really well. Okay, so it is January 18th, Monday. The parade starts at 9:30. You do have to register. There's limited spaces, so also let me know if you want to participate in that, or you can go to the Martin Luther King Task Force website and you can log in there. So it's a parade at 9:30 a.m. and then at 12 p.m. there is going to be a virtual program for just to honor Dr. King. And I believe that is all that I do have for real this time. I don't have anything else. Nope. That's pretty much it. Oh, well, I missed all that stuff. So anyway, okay. So thank you all for joining. If there's nothing else that we need to cover, then I would take a motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion to adjourn and also ask if Scott, Cheryl, and Pam could stay after for just 1 minute.
Second.
It's been moved in a second. You all have a great rest of your evening, and we will talk on the next time we'll be meeting. Won't be until January.
25th.
Thank you. That's the end of the month, the beginning of the month, end of the month. Well, good luck. I mean, not good luck. I don't know why I said that, but have the rest of
Be
the
safe.
month. We'll talk soon. Stay safe.
All right.
Bye.
Stay safe.
Thanks,
Take
guys.
care. Bye now.